Well, this week sees a self-contained story that takes a break from the Chaos Crew, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because it's nice to have a little variety here and there. And I like the fact with the aspect of the Gray and Houseman mining ship mining the planet Mercury. It feels like a very, very subtle nod to Red Dwarf, which was a Jupiter core mining ship. So mining it and then taking it back to Earth as a means of supplying the Earth, I guess. So I felt that was an unintentional, coincidental nod, but at the same time, that's always good. Those who watch Red Dwarf, you'll know what I just did. This next aspect could be considered into something you just apply into everyday life, where you make use of what's there, being resourceful or thinking on your feet, and it's just seeing what Brains has to work with when things go wrong with the way he planned to do the repair of the actual mining ship. So it's also sending a nice message to the audience that you don't necessarily need all the fancy tools in the world. You can get a job done if you know what to do with the tools that are available to you. Because a bad workman will always blame their tools, but a good workman will see something and try to make some use of it. That's what I think, anyway. We have seen Thunderbird 3 do some very interesting things in this generation of Thunderbird since it debuted 3 years ago on Easter weekend. She now has grasping arms that can stabilize objects and tow them through space. She is able to transport Thunderbird 4 to other planets that has water. She is able to drill into planets via the drill in the nose cone. But never have I seen her act as a towing vehicle, so that was a new one. But just shows you never know till you try. So I'm going to give the writers credibility points for having Thunderbird 3 as a towing vehicle, for lack of a better description. So writing was good this week. As for acting, well, the regulars in Cavan Novak and Rasmus Hardarker nail it in spades, as they so often do, and the guest cast were surprisingly good this week, particularly with Bob Gray, which is a nod to the character from End of the Road from the original series, even getting Eddie Houseman a mention. So it's nice to see those characters get reused, and the voice actor for Bob, he just really gives this very no-nonsense, very civil approach with his character, as opposed to his female opposite, who has a very kind of rough-handed approach with Brains when he first steps aboard the mining ship. So yeah, but decent performances. I don't have any room to complain about this week, so voice acting was good. In terms of animation, this is the best use of animation for a space episode I've seen ever, but via the same token, it's Weta Workshop. And I've been saying this 3 years repeatedly. You know you're getting your money's worth and then some with this show. So they get a thumbs up too. As I mentioned earlier, the character names of Bob Gray and Eddie Houseman are callbacks to the original series episode End of the Road that first aired in November 1965. So nice to see original episodes, or at least aspects of that, being honoured. So that was good. As for my final thoughts, it's nice to have a break from the Chaos Crew. I mean, story arc episodes are great, where you see one episode from the next just to see where the plot is advancing. But at the same time, it's nice to have a break and just have a self-contained story where everything is tied up by the end of the episode. So that was good to have, and it's just, nice to have a breather and just see International Rescue doing what they do. Not everything has to be tied to the Chaos Crew, not everything had to be tied to the mechanic as it was in last season, and especially in the case of the first season, not everything had to be tied to the hood. It's just nice just to have an episode where it's, here's the people that need to be rescued, this is how much time you have to do it in, here are your vehicles, go. And that's it. That's all you need. So, yeah. I have little to complain about this week. Everything was fine. And Alan's really growing as a character. I feel like he's really matured in the last 2 seasons. He still has this youthful aura about him, but you can see that he's starting to take the responsibility on board a little more, and actually knowing that there's a time to get serious and there's a time to actually stop it with the naivete, because Alan is the youngest out of all of them, even in the last version, because I think, depending on which continuity of what information you follow regarding the original series, it's argued that Alan's either 21 or he's 18. And in this version, I think he's supposed to be either 14 or 16. Again, dependent on where you get your information from. Virgil is probably either very late teens or in his early 20s, because he did mention he went to college in season 2, particularly with the nod to the episode that was an homage to Armageddon. But yeah, everything's good. I look forward to the next one. And yeah, that's it. Until next mission, good night from the night.